Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today we're doing something a little bit different. My client here has been under processing her hair and is dealing with a case where she has a lot of breakage. I've noticed there was a lot of breakage in the back of her head. She also has a lot of sparse hair on the ends, and this video is a very informative video. And I want you guys to watch it all the way through because this is something that a lot of you are doing at home in regards to your relaxer processes and trying to alter how a relaxer typically should be used and the reason why it should be done a certain way. So in her case, she's getting what we call a restorative relaxer. When I say restorative relaxer, basically we're going through and we are restoring the areas that should have been fully processed that are either under processed or over processed. Now, I am starting in the nape of the neck area, but as I was going through and placing the relaxer in the areas, I noticed that she had a lot of breakage. The breakage, I can tell, is coming from the under processing of her hair, where rather than allowing that relaxer to process all the way through, and when I say process all the way through, meaning allowing the hair to actually straighten out, rather than sometimes you are fully relaxing your new growth, and then other times you are somewhat texturizing your new growth. And then that hair grows out, and as it grows out very confused, and it's doing exactly what you told it to do. You don't know what you told it to do. So in her case, how we correct this situation is to do what we call a restorative or corrective relaxer. So I started out by, of course, applying the relaxer to her new growth, and then I just used a comb and extended the relaxer out through the ends of her hair. So I'm not doing what we call a full-on virgin relaxer, because if it was virgin, I would start from the ends and work my way to the root. In her case, I'm just kind of overlapping and pulling that relaxer farther down the shaft to help rectify the unrelaxed or under-relaxed areas. This is another reason why I tell people when you are doing relaxers, I don't recommend doing them at home unless you know exactly what you're doing, because this is not a process to play with. It's something that needs to be done the correct way. Now, once her relaxer was finished, I went ahead and we rinsed her out. We did all of that good stuff. But her ends were extremely sparse, and we decided that a haircut would be best suited for her. She also decided that she wanted to do some color on her ends, which is what we would call an ombre color, where her ends or her tips are going to be frosted and lighter in color. But before I did that, I went ahead and cut down the hair to exactly where we wanted it to be. Now, she kept moving her hair from around her ears and jittering in the chair. And my client, I love her, by the way, okay? So you guys don't judge her. She's just nervous, and she was just really, really happy to get her hair done and get a lot of these things corrected. But we determined that a long bob would be best suited for her. Reason being is the sparse hair, it was just all over the place. And of course, we're not going to be able to get all of those pieces, but this is a great starting point, and it'll also give that hair the appearance of being nice and full, because we've taken off a lot of that hair that either has began breaking off, is breaking off, or is severely split. When you are dealing with relaxers, you guys, this is not something that you play around with. While it is a chemical service and while it can be manipulated from time to time, relaxers on the hair really needs to be done correctly. If you are going to be texturizing, then that is what you need to be doing. If you are going to have a full-on relaxer, then that is what you need to be doing. But going back and forth is not going to help you. Now, as we were cutting, I did start with a long bob, and then I noticed that she still had a good amount of sparseness, and she also had decided that she wanted to have an asymmetrical bob at the same time. So we cut it a little bit shorter, which you guys will notice that her ends will become a lot more full. Her hair will flow a lot better. And then, of course, the hair that's broken off in between the longer hair is just going to have to grow out. And then we're just going to have to, nurse it back to health from here. So now that the cut is done, and I'm not going to say it's done, the cut is kind of in the preliminary standpoint, I went ahead and started the lightening process. And by doing this, I'm basically just giving her some frosting on her tips. Now, we still have some cutting to do, so I did still kind of rough cut her hair. It's not cut 100% for the style, But this was just so that we are not lightening hair that we're going to cut off anyway. That's kind of redundant. And then at the same time, we did not know if I was going to do the color yet or not. It just really depended on what part of her head needed what, and it was just kind of play it by ear. So this is not always an option that you can do color and relaxer on the same day, depending. It's a case-by-case basis. Let's just say it that way. It is a case-by-case basis. Okay. So with the lightening process, I told her basically whenever I'm doing a relaxer, I like to do it one phase at a time when it comes to highlighting and such. And the reason being is because I want to make sure that I am not, really deteriorating the hair that you do have. Just trying to give you a beautiful color. No. So in her case, we did one process, and then I told her over time we'll be able to, of course, lighten her more and more and more. You have to know when to say no. You have to know when to back up. You have to know when to say, I don't recommend that for you right now, but definitely in the future we can do that. She wanted a high lift blonde, and unfortunately, me knowing that she had a lot of breakage already, her hair was not 100% the healthiest that it could be. This was a good starting place, and this will also tell her if she wants to continue on with an ombre, if she wants the ombre to be a lot higher, then she'll be able to go a lot brighter over time. Okay? All right, so before we go any further, if you're new to my channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to also thumbs up this video, and also share this video, you guys, with your friends, family, and colleagues. Share us on your Facebook so people can find the Elite Hair Care channel. Now what I'm doing, because her roots were slightly wet in those hidden areas, it's just going through and making sure that her hair is nice and dry, because now it's time for me to really go through and style her. And then of course you don't want her to go home with wet hair. Now let's talk about products that she'll use after the fact. For home care, she's definitely going to use the hair repair and restore. In about 2 to 3 weeks, she's going to do a protein treatment using the Elite Repair RX. And then in between, she can do the moist repair shampoo and conditioner, like maybe once every 6 weeks or so, just to make sure that she is also adding that moisture back into her hair. But the good thing is the hair repair and restore will also give her some moisture properties and also help to strengthen her hair that we basically just did a lot of work to, and that needs to be nursed back to optimal health. Okay. Now for her bob, I absolutely love the color. She loved the color. I love the color. One thing I will say, she did want it to be a lot brighter, but I did have to just talk her down and let her know, like, listen, this is the best way to go, because you are fully relaxed and your hair needs to really be nursed back to health first before we start getting into lighter colors. So let's just make sure that you know how to take care of your hair at this stage before we really go into these really luxurious, high maintenance areas of high lift colors like extreme blondes, platinums, that kind of thing. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you are enjoying this video, please comment down below. Tell me what you thought about the color. Tell me what you thought about the cut. Just give her some real encouragement on her hair, because she's going from long to kind of like mid-length. And this was a hard transition for her, because of course she wants her hair to be really, really healthy, and she was really worried about it. But she was really satisfied when we were done. She really loved it. I can tell you that she was in tears, or almost in tears. And you guys know I don't like people crying in my chair. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll let you guys finish watching the end result. But don't forget to go and check out my other videos on my channel. And as I said, share this video with your friends and family. Bye-bye.